A military strike in West Mosul in March may have resulted in the highest civilian death toll caused by the US in Iraq since the war began in 2003. But even before that, the large number of civilians being killed in both Syria and Iraq had increased suspicions that the Pentagon's Rules of Engagement, or ROE, had changed. The ROE delineate the circumstances in which US forces can attack the enemy and when they cannot. In January, Donald Trump instructed his national security team to come up with a plan to fight ISIL, with recommendations on changing any rules of engagement that exceeded the requirements of international law. That is, pushing the limits of international law on civilian casualties to the maximum. That plan was submitted at the end of February. On Tuesday, the president said the battle has been transformed under his leadership.
We're doing very well in Iraq. Our soldiers are fighting and fighting like never before. And the results are very, very good.
The Pentagon maintains that while the rules of engagement have not changed, it is easier now to call in an airstrike, a technical shift, but not a fundamental change.
We have not relaxed the rules of engagement. I have authorized Lieutenant General Townsend to delegate the employment of rules of engagement to the appropriate level due to the tough urban fight that we knew was coming in Mosul.
I don't know if this type of semantical distinction is very important if you end up where those bombs fall.
That change in the speed with which an airstrike can be approved occurred in December under President Obama. Amnesty International has just released a report that found what it called, quote, an alarming pattern of US-led coalition airstrikes, end quote, leading to civilian casualties during the battle for the eastern part of Mosul between October of last year and late January of this. Amnesty says it's not able to track whether the expedited airstrikes since December contributed to higher civilian casualties. However, the group says it's clear that a reassessment of the rules of engagement is warranted, but to ensure more care is taken in assessing airstrikes and not less.
We don't know what the rules of engagement are to start with. The fact is that since early on in the campaign, entire houses have been bombed and completely destroyed with the whole family inside.
The US military remains adamant, though, that when a judgment is made on whether to bomb a target, the preference is there not be any civilian casualties. Shihab, Rattansi, Al Jazeera, Washington.